you know, every time I would go from mandolin to guitar, that was my first instrument to learn to play after the mandolin, because Dad would be at work and I'd get his Martin guitar out and I'd play, you know, and I would just kind of watch where he put his fingers, you know, on the fretboard, you know, and we didn't have, we couldn't get YouTube up there, you know, and we couldn't get the internet too clear up there in the 60s. So I used my mind and I used my ears and I used, you know, every resource that I had to learn these things, you know. And Dad would always get me in front of old cats, you know. He was, you know, when I started playing fiddle, I was 13. He loved fiddle, but he knew a bunch of these old guys that he wanted me to sit at their feet and listen to them play, you know. Because I was listening to some of the bluegrass guys, Paul Warren, Benny Martin, you know, Kenny Baker, and people like that was playing with Monroe and Flat and Scruggs and Stanleys and people like that, you know. And so I'd hear them on the radio or on records. But my dad, he loved that old-time stanky mountain, moving in and out of the note, you know, not really playing a natural note, just kind of that. It's hard to explain, but we call them mountain minors, you know, where there's no hard third. It's just it's a sound. It's something that that just sounds so right to me. One day, this old guy named Sanford Kelly came to our house one Sunday afternoon. When I saw him, he looked like he was 7 foot tall, and he wore overalls that was like 5 foot long. I mean, he, you know, that much of his leg would show, you know. But man, when he started playing fiddle, he was playing notes that I'd never heard before. This is from another planet, you know. This is something really ancient and really sacred. I mean, there's something about this that's been kept. It's like been kept for a chosen few, you know. And then after he blew my mind playing fiddle, my dad said, "Sanford, did you bring your banjo with you?" And he said, "Well, I ain't got no banjo no more." And Dad said, "Well, Ricky, go in there under the bed and get that banjo and bring it in here for Sanford." He started playing this drop thumb style old mountain clawhammer banjo and blew me away again with that. Here again, no video, no way of recording this guy, just watching what he was doing and listening to it, recording it up here, recording how the fifth string falls in the rhythm, totally different than Scruggs style banjo, which I was kind of trying to learn to play. So I guess, you know, when you think about it, what really kept me pushing through to be a good musician is I wanted to know as much from the past as I could know, but I also wanted to have my foot in the future and the present, so to speak, and learn from young guys as well, and play with younger bands. And me and Keith Whitley met when we were 15. And he and I, wasn't long after we met that we met up with Ralph Stanley, and Ralph's bus broke down, and the club owner, you know, he asked if we'd get up and play and sing some songs while Ralph was getting there. Well, the only songs we knew was Stanley Brothers songs. And so when Ralph comes walking in, he said, when I walked off the bus, he said, "I thought they were playing the jukebox. I thought they was playing a bunch of mine and Carter's old songs, you know." He walks in, he sees the next generation, you know, loving his music, playing his music, honoring him, and so he just kind of took us under his wing. And for the summer, we was out of high school. You know, we went on the road with him and went to our first bluegrass festivals and that kind of stuff. So that was really another turning point, like meeting Mr. Monroe when I was 6, getting with Ralph again, because I had met him, you know, with Carter. In Eastern Kentucky, but this time me and Keith were like 15, and I was playing a lot of fiddle, playing some mandolin. But when we met Ralph, and he hired us to come work the summer with him while we were out of school for our summer vacation, that introduced us to a whole new audience that we'd never been introduced to before.